Welcome, welcome. We back with some unfortunate news, and let's get to it. I don't want to waste anybody's time. The legendary multi instrumentalist, producer, writer, arranger, and composer, singer, member of the Isley brothers, Isley Jasper Isley fame, has passed it away at the age of 73 years old. 73 years old, he passed it away today. This is kind of like fresh, so only a couple of outlets that's really reporting on it. And I don't want to waste time, so let's go straight to the statement from Chris Jasper's family. This is really a shock to the music industry. And after we read the statement, I'm gonna go into some of the things that I'm aware of as far as what he did for the Isley brothers. And so um, let's get to it. Don't forget to like this. Don't forget to comment, subscribe. I'm about to pull up the statement, press release. Okay, so I'm about to read it. Music legend Chris Jasper passes away at 73. Chris Jasper, renowned singer, songwriter, producer, known for his pivotal role in shaping the sound of the Isley brothers, Isley Jasper Isley, in over 3 decades as distinguished solo artist, as a distinguished solo artist, passed it away on February 23rd at the age of 73 following a cancer diagnosis in December of 2024. Born on December 30th, 1951 in Cincinnati, Ohio, Chris was a classically trained musician and composer. Chris' musical journey began at the age of 7 when he started studying classical piano. He would later study music composition at the Juilliard School of Music in New York City and earn his Bachelor of Fine Arts in Music Composition with esteemed jazz pianist and composer Billy Taylor. Chris' classical training laid the foundation for his powerful music that blended his classical training in R&B, R&B, funk, and soul. 1973, Chris, along with Ernie Marvin Isley, transformed the Isley Brothers from a vocal trio into a self-contained six-member R&B funk group. His songwriting talent, expertise on keyboard synthesizers became the cornerstone of the group's signature sound. Chris was instrumental in writing, arranging, producing numerous hits, including classics like For the Love of You, Between the Sheets, and Fight the Power. In 1984, Chris formed Isley Jasper Isley with the youngest band members, Ernie and Marvin. The trio achieved international recognition with chart-topping hits like Caravan Love in 1985. Its message of peace, love resonating around the world and later covered by various artists. Chris embarked on his solo career in 1987, founded Gold City Records, when he released 17 R&B albums, including 4 gospel albums. His solo debut featured the hit Superbad, which advocated for the importance of education, a theme he was passionate about throughout his career. Chris continued to write, record, and perform all the music on his solo albums and produced artists for his Gold City label, including Liz Hogg, Out Front Brothers by Troy's 19, in 2015, in conjunction with Sony Music, Jasper released an essential Chris Jasper, which encompasses of all tracks that Jasper sang lead on during the Isley years in solo at CBS Sony Music. In 2016, Chris released it Share With Me with a cover of the Billy Preston hit You Are So Beautiful, with a track called America, a tribute to the nation and a call to come together. In April 2018, Chris pre-released a double A single, The Love That You Give, It's a Miracle, from his 15th solo Dance With You in 2019. Chris released a covers album titled For the Love of You, which included versions of some songs Chris wrote with the Isley Brothers, including the title track as well as some well-known R&B pop classics, including renditions of Sam Cooke's Nothing Can Change This Love, Marvin Gaye's God Is Love, Van Morrison's Have I Told You Lately. Chris' contributions to music have been widely recognized. He has received numerous gold, platinum albums and music industry awards. In 1992, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2014. 2016, Jasper was awarded the National R&B Society Lifetime Achievement Award. In 2020, Jasper was awarded for Soul Tracks Lifetime Achievement Award. In 2022, Chris was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. His innovative work has influenced generations of musicians, with his compositions being sampled and covered extensively by countless recording artists, including Whitney Houston, Aaliyah, Notorious B.I.G., Tupac Shakur, Queen Latifah, Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, Gwen Stefani, Fantasia, Will Smith, and Jaheim. Beyond his musical achievements, Chris was a dedicated, loving husband and father. He is survived by his wife of 42 years, Margie Jasper, a New York-based attorney, Arthur, and his three sons, Michael, Nicholas, Christopher. He will be deeply missed. His legacy will live on as an inspiration for generations. Sincerely, his loving family. So that was it right there. I just read. It's unfortunate because I do recall during the Super Bowl, Caravan of Love had appeared on this commercial during the Super Bowl. And, I said to myself, I said, oh man, he's eating. I'm glad to hear the Caravan of Love on TV on the commercial. Caravan of Love was like one of my favorite songs, when I was little. And when I started listening to, Isley Brothers music. And, Jasper Isley was really instrumental in the success of the Isley Brothers reinventing themselves. If you go to the album. You go like Work to Do. He's instrumental throughout that. Who's That Lady by the Isley Brothers that came out in like '64. Jasper took it, rearranged it, put some new stuff in it, and then voila. And Chris Jasper was really the one that was contributing heavy with the ideas. You know, it would be it'd be Marvin Isley, Ernie Isley, and Jasper Isley. They would get together and do their thing, you know, write music, and then, you know, the older brothers will come and, you know, follow whatever they, you know, had eventually was doing. Um, Chris Jasper, uh, you know, you could hear uh, that classical music he put into the Isley Brothers, like "Love Put Me on a Corner," uh, "Highways of My Life." Like he was really uh, a, a savior of some sort for the Isley Brothers, and he never really got enough credit. That's the only thing um, that kind of like took me back, because when I was watching the Drink Champs with the Isley Brothers, you know, I kind of was like, man, I wish Jasper would get an episode because he was like one of the main guys. You know, he's responsible for "Let Me Down Easy." He tells a story of when he was in the plane and it did that bump thing, and the the pilot says, "Okay, um, we going, you know, whatever we're landing, embrace for landing." And he was like, he just said to himself, "Let me down easy." And he came up with that. So, and you know, of course, he's responsible for a lot of Isley Brothers hits. You know, "Take Me to the Next Phase." He wrote that while on tour with the Isley Brothers. Um, you know, really a multi-talented artist producer. Uh, it's unfortunate he really don't get the credit he deserves, because he's really responsible for the Isley Brothers' career. Not just, you know, of course, Isley Brothers is the Isley Brothers. You know, that's true. But let's be honest, he really had a foot into making them what they are today, taking them to that next phase, and you know, beautiful arrangements and stuff like that. Like pick up that Isley Brothers RCA, T-Neck RCA collection that came out. I think it was like 2015, and it had all their albums in it. And there's tracks of Chris Jasper running down ideas and putting it together, singing, and yeah, he really was uh, a great piece. Really I have never met Chris Jasper. Uh, you know, that was one of my dreams. I did have an interaction with him on Facebook. I do remember I wrote something At the time, I believe I was like 13 years old, and I was like, um, he belongs in the category of Prince, Roger Troutman. Yeah, I was naming all these people. I think I put Isaac Hayes and some other things, and he actually liked it. My comment. Um, like I said, I think I was like 13 back then, so this was a while ago. Um, but yeah, also let me give credit to who actually uh, made it possible for me to get this news out. Soultracks.com actually released it, or they, kind of covered it first, and so I guess it's slowly making its way into the media. But Chris Jasper really was a phenomenal musician. Um, you know, he was embroiled with uh, there was that thing that kind of happened with the Isley brothers. They were at odds. The older brother, there was some tax situations going on, and I guess the older brothers racked up some kind of tax bill or whatever with the IRS. Um, you know, don't quote me on that, but it was something to that effect. And Jasper was just like, hey, he told Ernie and Marvin, he's like, hey, this is not our fight. We didn't do this, and so they eventually, the two brothers ended up leaving the Isley brothers and getting with him. And they made, Caravan of Love, and they did like a little album together. And that was that. Um, but Chris Jasper work is amazing. And even though he left the Isley Brothers, you could kind of tell there was still an influence. His influence was still there, based on what R. Kelly ended up doing with the Isley Brothers, what Angela Winbush ended up doing with the Isley Brothers. And that's not to diminish their work that they put in to bring the Isley Brothers back afloat. I'm just saying Chris Jasper's influence was obviously there. Because if it wasn't, who knows, right? So, rest in peace to Chris Jasper. Shout out to his family, shout out to his fans. I'm a big Isley Brothers fan, and I recognize, Chris Jasper's work. I have seen plenty of interviews of his over the years on internet, and his ability to just pick up the piano and just play like, oh yeah, I wrote that when I was doing this, or that inspired this, or this is like, he's naming these classical musicians while he's saying, oh yeah, this was this, yeah, when I studied and blah blah blah. So, like I said, Chris Jasper was around. A lot of people, uh, I think back then, or at least around me, they were like, oh, okay, that's the cousin. Or they was like, oh, that's the cousin. Or, Chris Jasper cousin. Oh no, he's the nephew. And then, we found it's the brother-in-law. Chris Jasper is the brother-in-law. So it just, uh, it's like, okay, we got it right. We understand who he is, and his place with the Isley brothers, you know, his contributions, I mean, sampled forever. You know, this is the man responsible for Between the Sheets. Like, you know, everybody sampled this, and everybody's in the man's work. And, and you could tell he, you know, took care of business, and you could tell he was really a God fearing man. That's what came across in his interviews, and um, yeah, it's unfortunate that he passed it away. And you know, rest in peace to him. I hope that his family, you know, finds peace with this. It's unfortunate that uh, this seems like a big thing. You know, a lot of people been passing away lately. I would have never thought Chris Jasper. Uh, but you know, as they said, it was the a cancer diagnosis. You know, and the thing about cancer is, it's like as soon as you diagnose with cancer, it's taking you out, and you know, it's unfortunate. And also, in the same token, I want to say rest in peace to Roberta Flack. She passed it away today. She was 88 years old. Um, you know, known for, Killing Me Softly, First Time I Ever Saw Your Face, Feel Like Making Love. Um, you know, collaborative partner to um, Donny Hathaway. You know, rest in peace, Donny Hathaway. I'm wearing Donny Hathaway's shirt right here. If you look into the camera, um, you know, rest in peace to both. Man, this is a very unfortunate year. Um, I know Roberta Flack, she passed it away. I know she retired from touring and all that. I'm not going to read this whole article, but I'm just going to go in a little bit. 2022, a spokesperson for Flack confirmed to People that the singer was diagnosed with ALS. A press release said that the illness had made it impossible to sing and not easy to speak. However, the statement clarified that it would take more than ALS to silence this icon. Flack intended to stay active in her musical creative pursuits. Her fortitude and joyful embrace of music that lifted her from the modest circumstance of the international spotlight remained vibrant, inspired, the press release included. So she was 88 years old. Yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, rest in peace to her. And also, another icon who passed it away, the great Jerry Butler, uh, you know, the Iceman, he passed it away as well. Um, right after he had been diagnosed with, I think it was Parkinson's. Right after that, he passed away. And you know, Jerry Butler, you know, he basically changed his life from the music industry. You know, he became active uh, in politics in Chicago, Cook County, and you know, yeah, he was a really serving for his community, Cook County Board of Commissioners, for 3 decades. That just goes to show you, this man loved it, his community. He did his thing. I'm going to read a little bit of this statement. This was 3 days ago. I am deeply saddened to learn the passing of Jerry the Iceman Butler, a legendary artist, dedicated public servant, beloved member of our Cook County community. Cook County Board President Tony Perkwinkle said in a statement shared with USA Today Friday, his contributions to music public service are immeasurable. As a founding member of the Impressions, his distinctive voice helped shape the sound of R&B, soul, leaving an indelible mark on the American music. Jerry Butler was more than a musical icon. Perkwinkle's statement included as a Cook County Commissioner from 1985 to 2018, he worked tirelessly to expand healthcare access, improve infrastructure, advocate for policies that strengthen our communities. His leadership as chair of his Health Hospitals Committee helped it ensure the critical resources reached those in need. Yeah, rest in peace to Jerry Butler. One of my favorite Jerry Butler songs are probably Only Strong Survive, Never Gonna Give You Up, Understanding Mellow, Western Union Man, those type of records. Yeah. And listening to his music as a kid, he always had a unique voice, very different from your regular R&B soul singer, just cool. And, they was playing him on the radio all the time. So, he definitely was receiving his flowers. I wish he could have received it more. Same case for Roberta Flack, same case for Chris Jasper. Rest in peace to these legends. Yeah. Don't forget to like this, comment, subscribe. May their music live on forever. Peace.